Hi folks, Joe here in Mr. Otter Dude's kitchen. Today I'm going to shoot a video teaching bachelors how to make a dish called Shipwreck. If people like this video, then I'll do some more in the future. But we'll start by peeling a couple of sweet Vidalia onions and proceed from there. To save time, I already peeled one of the onions. Be very careful when you have a sharp knife. Make sure your knives are sharp. Cut the ends off. This one doesn't look so great, but we can fix that. In fact, this has rot on it. I might not be able to use this onion. This is the first time I've had one with rot in quite a long time. No, I'm getting rid of the junk. Just peel the skin off like this. Don't be afraid if it has any rot at all. Don't eat it. Get it peeled or pull it right off. Okay, see that on the bottom here. And don't cut your fingers off either. Okay, I can use most of this. And most of this will be good too. But I've lost a little onion. I might have to peel a third one. I've got some good ones. I shouldn't have used these older ones. It's alright. You get the idea on onion peeling. Okay, now I'm going to cut the onion up. Use a sharp knife. It has to be sharp. This one could be sharper. It's pretty good. It's an old knife. Then I just take each slice here and I quarter it. And we'll throw that in our dish. Little dish off to the side. Using an old cutting board, so it looks pretty gross, but it's clean. I sterilize everything before I work with food. There you go. You can see I'm not an expert chef. The New York chefs would go crazy if they saw this, but we only care what our food tastes like. We don't care what it looks like. It's going to look great too, though. Wait till I'm done. Here's a little piece. Little piece. Good enough. When onions cook, they shrink down to almost nothing. I usually cut them a lot thinner than this, but in this case it doesn't. I'm just going to go for speed here and cut them any way I want. But chop your onion up. You can chop them any way you want. There isn't any set rule. Alright. Here we go. We got onion for our dish. I might need a little bit more, but I'm only going to make about maybe a 4-quart skillet, so it should be okay. Okay, then you're going to, I took this pan, it's probably about a 4-quart, I'm guessing, granite ware, one of my favorites to cook in. And we're going to spray the inside good with some canola oil spray. You can use any kind of vegetable spray you want. And here I'll show you ingredients we're going to use. We're going to use sliced potatoes. Here you can see I'm using canned sliced potatoes. I've always used Idaho russets and I peel them and slice them myself. But if you're in a hurry, just drain the water. Here you can see them over there, right in there. I'll drain all that water. Drain the water and use 2 cans of sliced potatoes, or use about 3 medium-sized regular potatoes if you want to peel them, if you have time to peel them. Here's Bush's dark red kidney beans. I like to use Joan of Arc, but if they're out of Joan of Arc, go ahead and get Bush's. They work just as well. And I like to get these red gold. They don't have the BPA liner stuff. Whole tomatoes. 1 can. What is this? 28 ounces. 1 28-ounce can will go on top. And there's our onions all chopped up. Okay? And for meat, I'll get that out of the refrigerator in a minute. I'm using 1 pound of meat. You can put in as much meat as you want. Raw, mine will be venison pork, but you can use hamburger too. If you use hamburger, use the highest, get the least fat you can, the leanest you can find, so you have very little grease. Okay, the next thing I've done is I've taken my venison pork and I put it in a frying pan. And I took this old pancake turner and I just flattened it out. See how I just cut it up? What I'll do now is I'll reach in like this and I'll take it off like this and we'll just layer it. Start it like that, and we'll start layering meat all across these onions. Just like this. Just put the meat in there. I always keep my hands really clean. I wash them over and over and under my fingernails when I cook. I make sure I have clean hands. But I like to touch the food as little as possible. Keep it nice and clean for other people. There you go. Just layer it in there. And I'll straighten that out. Okay, now I'm going to take our sliced potatoes. Here's where I do handle them. You can wear gloves if you want. But anyway, we're not germ fanatics. Let's put we have the hamburger on top of the onions. And now we're going to take our sliced potatoes and put them all over the top until we completely cover the top with potatoes. Well, this is already tasting good, and I haven't even put it in the oven. Yeah, this is going to be great. When you're all done, you might be a bachelor or bachelorette, but you'll be a better cook than your mom if I continue with this series showing you how to do it. Because I'm learning how to cook. This is my second year cooking. So I'm kind of a newbie, but no having to go to McDonald's anymore for me. Not to say there's anything wrong with McDonald's. I mean, hamburger, french fries, and a Coke, how can you beat that? There we go. Those are canned tomatoes, and one of them was whole tomatoes in a can that I had to cut up. But they don't look that great, but if you slice them yourself, it'll look a lot better. Okay. Now we're going to add our kidney beans, our dark kidney beans. You can use light if you want. Just don't drain them. Don't drain them. You want all that juice in there because you want it nice and juicy when it's done. You don't want it dried out. Look at that. Look at that. And kidney beans give Shipwreck its unique flavor. So you've got to have them. Got to use them. And then finally, we'll take our whole tomatoes and pour them all in. We don't drain those either. We want all that tomato juice. Now, it looks pretty bad having those big chunks in there. So take each one and just quarter it. Cut it in 2 or 3 pieces. I start with 2 and then I cut them again. Just cut them all up. Move them around. Now we're making progress. You can see how great this dish is looking. But it tastes way better than it looks, and it looks great. I accidentally got some of my potato on top. Okay, you get my drift. What to do here. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. We cover it. We're ready to put it in the oven. Put the Shipwreck in the oven, and I set it at 350. And after 1 hour, I'll check it, and if it's starting to bubble good, starting to cook well, I'll turn it down to 325 for another 50 minutes. So about 1 hour and 50 minutes total cooking time. Okay, it's bubbling and cooking real nice. So now I've turned it down. You can see right here, I've turned it down to 325, and we'll go. It's been cooking for 1 hour. We'll go for another 50 minutes. And I forgot to mention, when I took out the meat, I added just a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and 1 little packet of beef seasoning powder to the meat. You don't have to do that. If you don't want salt in it or pepper in it, you can salt or pepper to taste later on, but I put it right in just a small amount. Okay, there it is. It took 1 hour and 50 minutes, but it came out of the oven, and now I'm going to scoop it up. Okay, here we go. Reach in. Oh, it looks great. It's all done. Looks pretty good. Check it out. Check it out. Okay, let's move right in there and steam the lens good. There it is, folks. There's our Shipwreck. It looks like a shipwreck. Nice and steamy. Steamy hot. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. I'd like to do about 10 or 20 of them, but we'll wait and see. Joe signing out from the Bachelor Cooking for Bachelors and Bachelorettes channel. See you later.